read one of TikTok's most popular dark romances, so you don't have to. Hello bookish besties and welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about Haunting Adeline. Now, for those of you that don't know what Haunting Adeline is, it is a dark romance, stalker romance by H.D Carlton, and it was my first ever experience in the dark romance realm. There will be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want spoilers, then don't continue watching, because I am basically going to be telling you every single thing that happened in Haunting Adeline, as you can see here. For those of you that haven't read it and don't want to read it, this is for you. You can figure out what happens, so you don't have to spend 500 and something pages reading about a stalker if you don't want to. For those of my girlies that have read the book, please share in this chaos with me and my love for Zade and Addie, and let's get going. We are going to be starting off strong by introducing our main male character, love interest, our stalker, Daddy Zade. This is Zade Meadows. He is our stalker. This is our main female character, Adeline Riley. This is the creepy house that she moves into. She was very close with her Nana, and she moves into this house after her Nana passes, because she's very connected to this house and she doesn't have a great relationship with her parents. This lovely woman is an author, so she's at a book signing. This man walks past. He sees a picture of this gorgeous woman on her book signing promotion outside of the bookstore, and he says, oh, well, I need to be in love with her now, and I need to do anything to make her mine. So he goes in, and she feels a hulking presence, a hulking dark presence in the back of the room, and lo and behold, it is our one and only Zade Meadows. He automatically says that he will do anything in his power, no matter how creepy or crazy or weird or anything it is, to get her to be his. So what does he do? He starts stalking her. Normal, right? That's definitely the normal thing to do. Definitely not going up to her and being like, hey, you're beautiful, want to go on a date? Nope, he starts stalking her. So we find out more about lovely Zade. He is a hacker. He has an entire organization where everyone calls him Z and nobody knows who he is except for his little right-hand man Jay. And he finds human trafficking rings, goes in, takes out all the bad guys, and brings in a lovely, lovely woman. And she takes the girls and the women that they find, she rehabilitates them back into society and helps them try to get over the traumas that they have lived through. He's sounding like a grade A, morally gray man, right? Exactly. That's why we can excuse the stalking. Bless you, me. Thank you, me. After Addie moves into Parsons Manor, where she spent a lot of her time with her Nana, she finds her great-grandmother's journals, and her great-grandmother was murdered. By who? We don't know. But then Addie starts reading this journal from her great-grandmother, and she finds out that she also had a stalker. So we're relating the two. And Addie's scared because she thinks she's going to get murdered like her grandmother did. So Zade starts standing outside of her window and looking at her, and he keeps his hood up, and sometimes he smokes a cigarette. Then the stalking escalates. He breaks in one night, leaves an empty whiskey glass and none other than a rose. He starts breaking in more often, he starts leaving more roses, and then he starts texting her, because he's a hacker. He can do what he wants. So he hacks into her phone and he starts texting her, and she's just very weirded out at this point. She's scared. But little do we know, our main female character gets aroused from being scared. Of course she does. Why not? It's a perfect world. Our lovely Addie goes out with her BFF, Daya. Daya works for a man called Z, and Daya is also a hacker. Coincidence? No. It's him. She goes out with her BFF, Daya, to a bar. She brings home a man named Archie, and she starts to do things, you get what I mean, with Archie in the sunroom, which you can fully see into the darkness of the night. And who's there? Him. He texts her and says, I swear to God, don't stop doing this. I'm going to kill that man. And he stops him in the middle of whatever, knocks on the door. Archie's gone. He says, any man that I see touching you will have his hands cut off and mailed to you. The next day, FedEx arrives, or UPS, I can't remember. Some delivery service arrives. And what else is in the box? But 2 hands. Imagine the hands in the box. 2 hands in the box with a bloody rose on top. Unfortunately, Archie has like a crazy crime or something family, something or the other. So now Zade has to go kill all of his family, and that starts issues. And now Addie is a target for certain people that I'm not going to talk about just yet. As Addie and Daya are recovering from finding the bloody hands on her porch, they are also trying to solve the murder mystery of her great-grandmother while they keep reading the diary entries about her stalker, Ronaldo. While that's going on, Zade and Jay keep finding videos of children being sacrificed by creepy old men with power. So what does he do? He starts infiltrating. As he starts infiltrating, he gets stressed and upset, and when he gets stressed and upset, he says he wants to go play with his little mouse. And you're wondering why this is the cat and mouse duet. Cat, mouse. He chases her, he chases after her, he calls her little mouse, he makes her play hide and seek. It's very creepy, but it's also great, and I ate it up. But that's talk for another time. He finally comes inside, and she sees he's absolutely beautiful. He has 2 different colored eyes, he has a gorgeous scar down his face, but she's still afraid of him. He takes her downstairs in the sunroom where she was with Archie, and there is a gun scene. Now you may be thinking, does he shoot her? No. Where do you think the gun goes? Oh wait. Where do you think it goes? Yeah. Somewhere a gun should never go. I didn't like that scene. Anyway, it's very popular. I didn't like it. As Addie is working one day, Zade is stalking her, which is normal for him, and the senator goes up to Zade and talks about Addie because Addie is now a target for this thing called the Society, which I will get into later because Zade finally finds out what it is. Zade pretends that Addie is his girlfriend because he's afraid that someone's gonna take her, and the man that comes up to him is a senator, and his name is Mark. He is involved in this society. He has been in the videos of the children sacrifices, so Zade wants to infiltrate, as I said before. So he says that Addie is his girlfriend, and so Mark invites them to a dinner party. They go to this party, they figure out that Mark's father was the police officer that was there the day that her great-grandmother was murdered. So she starts asking him questions. He doesn't really want to answer any of them. He's kind of a jerk. We don't like Mark. Obviously, we don't like Mark. We find out that her great-grandfather had a gambling problem, and the great-grandmother's stalker, Ronaldo, saved him from the guy that he owed a lot of money, and then the great-grandfather basically had to, like, cook the books for this, like, mob boss guy thing. And Ronaldo, the great-grandmother's stalker, saved his life. At this point, we see that Addie is caring for Zade because he loses a girl in one of his takedowns. And he's very sad. He comes over, she rubs his back, cares for him, so we can see the love that they start to have for each other. Since Addie loves to be scared, she goes every year to Satan's Affair, which is a like haunted carnival type house thing, and there's a theme every year. So she goes to that, and who follows her? This guy. Because he knows that she's being targeted, and he doesn't want anybody else to get kidnapped at that place because he knows the 4 senators that were in that one video are there and they want to kidnap people. This brings us to this picture. In one of the houses, one of the scary houses, there is a room of mirrors. What do you think happens in there? Yes, these 2 happen in there. That's a great scene. So much spice. So much good spice. Anyway, we're at the end of our pictures, but we're gonna keep going. In one of the houses, Zade meets a little girl. She's not really little, but she's younger, I think, which is Sibby. Yes, she has her own books coming, I'm pretty sure. But she's a psycho. She likes to trap people in the rooms and murder them. So he's like, hey, I have 4 guys I need murdered. Can you murder them? And she says, sure, I love that. And so she goes, and 3 of the guys, he keeps Mark alive. He finds out that there is this thing called the Society, and that they kidnap and traffic and sacrifice children and women. And he says that Addie is now on their radar, and so Zade knows he has to put an end to this or they're going to take Addie. As Daya and her are doing more research to see who killed her great-grandmother Gigi, she goes upstairs into the attic and she falls through the wall. She trips, falls through the wall. She finds something. She finds a watch. That watch, the serial number is scratched out. There's blood on it and it says, like, please hide this. Nobody can ever find out. In the mail, they get pictures of a man that's constantly near her great-grandmother. Who's that man? It's Frank. Who's Frank? It is Mark's dad, who was the police officer on Gigi's case. They send the blood on the watch in, and you can see in all of the pictures, Frank is wearing this watch. So you can see the watch with the blood. They send it in for a blood DNA test, and it matches Gigi's. So now we know that Frank murdered Gigi. Why? Because there's a note that said he loved her, and he needed to take her out of his life because she was cheating, but not with him. Forgot to mention, Frank is Gigi's husband's best friend. He's in love with his best friend's wife, and now he kills her because she's not cheating with him, she's cheating with her stalker. So he kills her, and he like fudges the report. Poor Addie realizes that her Nana had to cover all of this up. She knew who murdered her mother, and she had to hide it because she was forced to. And she realizes that's why her Nana was always so tired and sad all the time. So that makes me sad, but we figured we would solve the murder. Our lovely Zade goes to a dinner for the society because, again, he's infiltrating to try to save Addie. He goes to the dinner. They say, dinner served. They bring out a 6-year-old girl. Who does that? The little girl walks in, poor terrified. Zade's pretending to want her, but he actually just wants to save her. And then he does a pretend FBI raid. He gets the little girl out, gets her to the lady that helps rehabilitate, gets her back to her parents, and he gets fake arrested to make it look real. He goes to a bar, and they invite him to an initiation for the society. So basically they get any little girl or woman they want, they sacrifice them to, like, I don't know, live forever or something. I don't know, they do something with children's blood, which is disgusting. He goes back to this club. This guy Dan walks him down and says, you know, welcome to initiation. He sees a little girl in the corner of the creepy logo thing that they have that they're gonna drain her blood, and they say, you know what, here's a knife, you get to do the, you know. And he's like, oh, I'm so honored. And little do they know that Jay's there, and they're planning a, I don't know, a mutiny? I don't know. But they're planning to take them down. So Zade starts other people, not the little girl, he saves her, but they other people because they're all disgusting in there. Little does he know that someone knew he was a rat, so a bomb goes off. And Jay's like, you. We don't know who it is. And then the last scene of the book, we have Addie on like a stormy night. Daya texts her and says, I really need you, I'm really sad, blah, blah, blah. So she gets in her car, she's driving. This car hits her off the road, they kidnap her. Boom. End of book 1. That's Haunting Adeline in a nutshell. It is stalker romance, murder mystery. There are some gross things, not everything's consensual in some first parts of the book. But since we do get dual POV, we get to see that Zade is actually not a bad guy. We get to see how he's feeling and why he's doing what he's doing. And we also get to see that Addie is aroused by being scared. Zade knows that. He plays into it. So technically she's having a good time the entire time, because consent is important. Not in a dark romance book. I gave this 4 stars, and I love Zade. I haven't read the second one yet because there's a certain topic that I don't even like saying the word that is in that book very heavily in the first part, and I refuse to read it, and I refuse to see Addie get hurt. That's why I haven't read the second one yet. Do I recommend this? Yes, if you like these kind of books. But do I recommend this as your first leap into dark romance? No. Please read something else. I can do an entire beginner's guide recommendations to dark romance. Please don't jump head first into dark romance with this book. It was insane. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments. And if you want more videos like this about literally any other book, also let me know in the comments. If you have nothing to say, leave me a red heart emoji. Thank you guys for watching as always, and happy reading. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.